everybody, it's Tara Bryan, and you are listening to the Course Building Secrets podcast. Whether you're a coach or a CEO, the success of your team and clients is based on your ability to deliver a consistent experience and guide them on the fastest path to results. This podcast will give you practical, real-life tips that you can use today to build your online experiences that get results and create raving fans. Why? So you can monetize your expertise and serve more people without adding more time or team to your business. If you're looking to uncover your $1 million framework, package it, and use it to scale, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Course Building Secrets podcast. I am so happy that you are here. One of the things I wanted to do today was to just actually do an over-the-shoulder sort of client coaching conversation that I was going to record. So I was just going to record something for a client, thought, well, why not? I'm going to go ahead and record it here. And so you all can benefit from it, because this is what I'm going to coach on today is just a really common problem that most people have as they're trying to package their expertise, get it out there, and help their people. And there are so many parts and pieces of what goes into starting an online business and an online course business, online program business, whatever you want to call it, whatever you are trying to package and put online. There are lots of steps and lots of parts and pieces. But here's the most important piece is thinking about how you can show up for your people and what they need and when they need it. So as I'm working with my clients, one of the things that we do is we help them package their expertise, put it on a platform, determine what they're going to be teaching, how they're going to go through and help their people. When does mentoring and coaching come in? When does content come in? When does their framework come in? All those kinds of things. And as you can imagine, the main goal of somebody who's kind of getting into this game is just to get their sort of expertise out of their head and find the right people that they want to serve and find that core problem that those people need them to help them solve, right? Like that's foundationally the first steps here is doing that. But what starts to happen as you get more and more through this process is things get a little jumbled, right? Like there's a lot of things you want to talk about. There's a lot of kind of messaging that needs to happen. So you need to put on your marketing hat, you need to put on your sales hat, you need to put on your course creator, program creator hat. You have to put on your teacher hat, and you also have to put on your guide hat. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, what you're doing in creating an online business is helping somebody to solve their problem, right? You're offering a service, a product, something that helps somebody with whatever it is they're searching for, right? A problem, a solution to something. Maybe it's a tool, maybe it's a widget, maybe it's something that they need to move to the next level of their business, of their life, of their whatever you can come up with, right? Everybody has a different topic. But the one thing that's in common is as you start thinking about what you want to teach, all the material, all the content, you think about your PowerPoint decks, you think about all the things that you want to create, workbooks, all the things. What tends to happen is you get overwhelmed with all of the minutia and you lose sight of the big picture. All right, so the conversation that I was recording today for one of my clients was specifically about how to structure the cadence of their program. So it's a 10-week program, and so when you look at what that looks like, every week there are certain activities that they're going to show up and use to serve their customers, right? So some content, right? So they're going to teach something, give somebody a framework, teach something, give them an activity that they can go and do, right? Because as we know, like knowledge without application isn't actually going to do anything for your people, right? It's not going to put them in a place of actually meeting that need or solving that problem. We need to get them moving. So that's your goal, is how do you get them to apply what you're teaching? And each week, you're going to have kind of a discrete set of activities that you're doing to help them. For some people, They just have content and they want to put it out there, and they don't want to interact live with their people. Other people, and this is the case with this client I'm working with, is that they want to do sort of a hybrid approach. They want to have some content that's either pre-recorded or that they can leverage a curriculum that's already been built, and they want to show up for their people so they can help them along the way. And then they have guest speakers, and they have other material, and they have assessments, and they have guides, and they have all these things that they want to give to their people, which is amazing, right? It's great to provide that level of personal touch and value and give them all of the things that they need to be successful. And so as they're sort of putting together this structure, it's looking at like what makes up a week for you as a course creator, and what makes up the week for your learners, the people who you're going to be teaching. And you need to look at realistically, right? Like realistically, how much time do you have in your week? Realistically, how much time does your person have to devote to what you're trying to teach? And then you look at it, and the reality is it's a lot less time than you probably have material for. And so the way we get over that hurdle is to think about like what's the main point that you want to teach them, and what do they need to be able to do to apply it to move on. That's as deep as you get. That's as much as you give them at that time. And from there, then you can help them take the right steps to move forward. So when you're kind of creating the structure of your program, it's looking at that. Now, all of that's good. I think there's a clear picture with that. What I wanted to stress is that what we need to constantly keep in mind, and what we constantly need to come back to, is what is the experience for the learner? Is it simple? Is it something that they can take and apply? Is it meeting them where they are? Because here's the reality. As an expert, if you look at something, we call it the curse of the expert, right? It's really sort of this scale. Whereas an expert, you're like at a level 10, right? You know all the things, you're well-versed, you've gone through it yourself, you have all the tips and tricks, you know everything about it, right? You've taken a deep dive, you're super excited about it, you're at a level 10. The reality is your learner, the person that you are helping, is probably at a 2 or a 3. And so what we do, and what we tend to do, is want to give them all of it to have them become a level 10. When they really just need to get in the game, they just need to become a level 2 or 3. And then over time, we can ascend them to that higher level of experience and expertise. So when you're creating the structure, when you're creating what it is you want to teach, it's really important to remember that they're going on a journey, right? Like you're at the end of the journey because you're an expert. They're going through the journey, and so they only need what they need at the level they need it at that particular moment in time. So let me give you a tactical example. So if you are teaching somebody how to go from being burnt out in a particular role to helping them sort of thrive in a new career, one of the things that's really important is taking them on that journey, right? Meeting them where they are. When they're burnt out, typically that means they don't have a choice. They're feeling stuck. They're maybe upset, and they just don't have the desire anymore to keep moving forward, right? So if you've offered them a new solution and they've taken you up on that solution, so they've purchased your program where you're teaching them how to move into a new career, they already have hope. They are already on the path of not feeling burnt out anymore because they have hope. They have something else to focus on. Their energy can move from where it is right now, which is stuck and burnt out and unhappy, to having hope and having the ability to see that there could be an alternative option. So they're already on the journey of sort of solving their burnout problem, right? So if you spend hours and weeks on teaching them how to get out of burnout, that may not be what they actually need at that moment. The next thing that they may need after feeling that they have hope and there's a different direction for them is not to continue hearing about how, what happens when you're burnt out, but it may be that first step to healing, right? So, what's that first step to healing? Once you have hope, once you are moving forward, it's gaining confidence that you have the skills to move in a different direction, that you have what it takes, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that there are ways that you can sort of reverse engineer the life you want that is the opposite of what it feels like to be burnt out, right? So they're on a journey with you. And so like the tendency to try and teach them all the things or give them everything in the world right at one time is not going to serve your people, and it's probably going to frustrate you because they're not actually maybe healing at the pace you want them to heal because you're giving them too many things, right? So where on the path are they, and what do they need at that particular time? So what's that one thing that they need to keep going on that journey? So my message to this particular client is, how do you meet people where they are, and balance that against what you want to teach? Because you've gone through this process, what they need in order to keep moving forward, because you went through this process. You took a deep dive down into all of the things, which is awesome, and you'll be able to help them. Sometimes along the journey, you need to let people explore and ask for the help and ask for solutions when they're ready for them, right? So if mindset is something that you're teaching, right? Mindset or some soft skill kind of things. Sometimes people are ready for them at different paces. Sometimes people are ready for them as they're sort of struggling through something else more tactical that they're trying to achieve. That's when it becomes meaningful. That's when you show up as a coach and help them through that process, that it becomes meaningful for them. So when you just teach it as a concept, people say, yep, that makes sense. I should incorporate that. But at that point, it's an actual conceptual conversation, right? They're like, yep, that makes sense. I can incorporate that. Great. But it's much more powerful when you can coach them when they're going through the experience, because you can help them identify, oh, this is what you're struggling with, and this is how we solve that, and here's a framework or some skills to help you work through that process. That is much more meaningful because it's attached to emotion. It's attached to the moment of need versus being a conceptual activity. So as you're going through and determining when you want to add in mindset, belief, identity shifts, all those kinds of things that sort of go around building skills, it's really important to think about when they need them on the journey versus when you want to teach them. So again, for those of you who are listening in, you may or may not be in this situation, but think about your course, or think about the course you want to create, and remember that there is two sides to the coin. The first one is what you want to teach. The second one is what your people need when they need it in their journey. And you have to mesh the two together. That is the difference between a course that people do not finish and they're like, yeah, it was fine, I got a couple tips, and one that people not only finish, but they actually thrive. They actually get to their goal that you are promising. And those are the people that continue to stay because you've met them where they are. You've given them the tools when they're in the middle of kind of dealing with it. And then they're able to, overcome those hurdles, overcome those kind of false beliefs that we all trip against, and continue moving forward down the path. So this, my friends, is one of the biggest biggest things that will change the whole trajectory of your online business is paying attention to the moment of need, paying attention to when somebody needs something, not when you want to teach it. All right, there you go. That is my course building tip for today. Hopefully this serves you and serves my client as they continue to think through, like, what is the timing of teaching what they want to teach? How do you sprinkle in really high value activities that will help their customers achieve their goals? Right? Coming in and offering coaching at a time when people are struggling is the time to offer coaching. Coaching without any sort of action is not meaningful, right? Just gives them more information and doesn't help them apply how they're moving forward. So hopefully this serves you. If you are coaching, if you're doing a hybrid program, this is an essential piece, is showing up at the right time when people are struggling, and just add that into your structure. Add it in when it makes sense to how they're working through the material that you're teaching. And if you forget, think about the last time you tried to learn something. When was it that you were stuck? How did that happen? And then what happened? Did you have somebody there who could guide you through that time that you were stuck and keep you going on the path? Or did it derail you? Or worse, did it totally take you off track where you just kind of sat and spun, right? A good coach gets you through that place and helps you continue on the path. All right, there you go. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, are you a business owner ready to streamline and scale your business? Imagine solving the biggest business challenges with clarity, a strategy, and a clear plan. Hey, I'm Bryan, and I want to invite you to take the first step towards transforming your business with a free 30-minute discovery call. This call is an opportunity to discuss your goals, identify key challenges, and learn how my mentorship program can help you achieve the success you're aiming for. In just a half hour, we'll explore how you can scale your business by enhancing your authority strategy, engagement strategy, and retention strategy. You'll get personalized advice and a clear path forward. Ready to take the first step? Click on the link below that's in the show notes to book your free discovery call now. I hope to talk to you soon.